Hi everyone, this is Subasri, Assistant Professor from Department of Computer Science and Engineering from SNS College of Technology. Already we have seen lecture series, first lecture series, what is an Python interpreter and what is a compiler and all those things. In this current lecture series, we'll just see about what is debugging. So debugging, already we have seen what is an interpreter and compiler and debugging, right? In that interpreter, it will just execute all the single line of code is taken, and it will just check the error and it will just start executing. And if it is being a compiler, it will just execute as a sequence of code, and the sequence of code will be executed and it will find out the error what is present in which particular line. After that, we will clear the error, which will be converted into an object code, and again the data will be processed, right? In the debugging here, programming which is an error prone, said to be as an error prone, here the errors which are called as the bugs here. So if you have any error in a particular line of code, it is identified and it is not said to be as an error, it will be called as a bug inside the code. Once the process of tracking is completed, after the error will be cleared, then the debugging process will be happen. So in the debugging process, we have three types of error. One is your syntax error, another one is your runtime error, another one is your semantic error. These are the three types of error we have, that is syntax error, runtime error and semantic error. We'll just see one by one what it is. Okay, so this is called the syntax error. That is, for example, here if you see here, sentence, you have two sentences like noun phrase and verb phrase. So in the noun phrase, I'm just giving the word called I. The verb phrase, I can just again split up into verb and noun phrase. In that verb phrase, I'm just giving the word as drive, and in the noun phrase, again I'm just giving the word called again I'm just giving the word like determine and determiner, and what are the things, propositional phrases and noun, what are the things I have. That is, here I have given a word a, and the noun I have given a word car, and the preposition phrases, again I am just splitting into a preposition and noun phrase. In the preposition, I am just giving the word to. In the noun phrase, again I am just having the determiner and noun, and in that again I am just splitting it to a my and college. So this is how your sentence is splitted with the syntax, right? So after that, in the syntax, what are the things we have? We'll just refer how we are just defining the structure of language, which language we are just defining in it, and the structure which has a symbol, your punctuation, your words in the programming languages. So the syntax is a language which will be followed with the which has the code which will not be understood by your compiler and also the interpreter. Okay, if you have the syntax error, only you can execute the program and you'll just find out whether the syntax is correct or not. Otherwise, the interpreter will directly display the error message. So every language which has its own set of rules, so which will help you to make a basic syntax. For example, in the parenthesis have to come in the matching pairs, like 1 plus 2 if it is a legal thing, but if it is a 8 without any parenthesis, it will throw the syntax error. So here you are given an example. One, if you are executing inside the parenthesis 1 plus 2, automatically will get the value as 3. So if I'm executing it without the parenthesis, like 8 without the parenthesis, the syntax error will be, it will throwing the syntax error like unmatched sequence, unmatched parenthesis is kept here. Inside the print without the colon, if you are giving a hello, automatically it will throw the name error. Name hello is not defined, so the particular word is not defined in that particular sequence. So what are the runtime error you have? While you are for example, while running a program, or you are started executing a program, if it throw an error exceptionally, that is called as runtime error. For example, the common runtime error, which will capitalized word will be misspelled, or the function name will be not identified or not defined. So this, in this particular cases, if you have any math operations error also, it will automatically attempt the perform operations. So the perform operations will be executed, so the data which will be a wrong type, attempting that what the thing will be, two variable which will be holding a string values, so which will be divided by 0. So this is called as your runtime error. So for example, if you are running a code here, inside the code, during the runtime, it is just finding out that tax of 0.8 inside the double colon, the subtotal is not defined in a particular thing. So this is thrown as a runtime error. If it is semantic